Hi, this is Alex from phpacademy.org with a video tutorial for the new Boston. In this tutorial we're going to look at the jQuery attr function. The way I say it is a bit odd I guess, but it looks like this. It's short for attribute. I guess it's not really a function, it's an attribute part of jQuery. However, it is used to take specific parts of an element, attributes of an element, and actually relay them or store them. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a link, and with this link we're going to retrieve the href and the target. So if we were to go ahead and just create some paragraph tags, I'm going to create a link inside here. Now remember, href is an attribute of this a element, and as well target is also an attribute. So we can use jQuery to return the values of attributes as they're currently set. So in this example we're looking at taking the attribute href and target, which might seem pretty pointless, but obviously you can make use with this on any attribute. So I'm going to create a link just in here, and then I'm going to create a target as well, which will be underscore blank, which essentially means to open in a new window. I'm then going to give the link text as a link. So let's go over to our browser and take a look. You can see that we've just got a link here. When we click on it, we'll be taken to the URL we specified. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just below this create another paragraph area, and I'm going to call this, I'm going to give this an ID of attr, just so we know what we're doing. We also need to give the ID to href. We could just refer when we actually take the value as a. We don't need to supply an ID. However, I'm just going to supply an ID so we take it specifically from this link. Okay, so I'm going to just call this link. So now that we've got link, we want to take the attribute href, and then later on we're going to take the attribute target, and we're going to place it inside this paragraph area here. So we need to create an external JavaScript file. So let's go ahead and open up a new file. We're going to save this inside our JS directory as attr.js. I'm going to come over to index.php, and I'm going to come down and include this file into my page. So the type is text/JavaScript. The source is js/attr.js. Okay, so now that we've done that, we need to go over to attr.js and actually take this href and place it inside this paragraph tag. So let's go ahead and simply reference our link, so link dot attr, so we're using the attr attribute in jQuery, and we want to supply what attribute we want to take from this link. So I'm going to call that href, or reference href, so we take the href. So now we need to save this inside of a value so we can relay it back to the page. So I'm going to create a variable, and I'm going to call this attr. So now what's happened is this variable here contains this value in here. So now what we can simply do is come down onto the next line. We can reference the paragraph, which I have called attr, and I'm going to say dot text attr. So I'm replacing this variable inside this text function, which is going to take this value here and actually place it inside of this paragraph. So let's go over and refresh the page, and you'll see that the link has been displayed from this link here. So we've successfully taken the attribute. We can then go ahead and perhaps change this to target, save that out, refresh our browser, and you can see that we've got blank. So I guess this example could be useful if you had, for example, a collection of links on a page and you wanted to display the URL next to them. I guess this is a good example with the method or the example I've given in the tutorial. But obviously using attr, you can actually take attributes of almost any HTML element. So we can go ahead and take attributes of divs, attributes of form fields to get their value even. So there's a sort of an endless supply of ways you could actually use this. However, for now, that's the attr attribute in jQuery.